Andrew is accused of very serious sexual offences. He's accused of corruption in public office, and he's accused of attempting to corrupt police officers by asking them to help him besmirch the name of Virginia Giuffre. Andrew is the one who should be having police officers coming up and saying, you cannot stay here, you have to move out. We now know that this building behind us, which belongs to the country, he is not paying rent. This whole Great Windsor Park belongs to the country, and they treat it like their own private property and use it to protect Andrew from scrutiny.
Yeah, so we're staging a stunt here just to really drive home the point that this whole debate around Andrew is offensive. I mean, it cannot be about titles. It has to be about criminal investigation and prosecution and an inquiry into who knew what when. And now the government are joining in, colluding to cover up and protect Andrew by refusing to have anything to do with this. And it's just absolutely disgraceful. So we are here to drive that point home as hard as we can, right outside the gates of Royal Lodge, as loud as we can. And hopefully Andrew has got the message, and hopefully political leaders have got the message, and hopefully the police will also get the message and take action.
And if Andrew is in that house today, hang your head in shame and then come out and answer these charges.
Picture this, a crisp October morning in Windsor, the kind where the autumn leaves crunch underfoot like brittle bones. On October 21st, 2025, a ragtag army of fed-up campaigners from the anti-monarchy firebrands at Republic storms the gates of Prince Andrew's sprawling royal lodge. They're not there for tea and crumpets. No, these protesters are wielding massive banners that scream "Investigate the Royals" in bold, unmissable letters, demanding a full-blown probe into the family's tangled web with Jeffrey Epstein. "End royal secrecy," another sign blasts. "What are you hiding? Royal Epstein inquiry now," they chant, their voices echoing off the manicured lawns of this taxpayer-funded fortress. It's a scene straight out of a thriller. Ordinary folks finally calling out the crowned crooks who've been dodging accountability for decades. And oh, how deliciously ironic it all is. The royal family, in their desperate bid to trash Harry and Meghan Sussex, has accidentally flipped the script, shining a blinding light on their own rotting underbelly. They messed up massively, and it's about damn time the world sees it. Let's rewind and unpack this royal disaster. For years, the Windsors have played a dirty game, sicking the tabloid hounds on Harry and his wife, Meghan Sussex. Every move they make, every interview, every charity gig, every breath they take, gets dissected like a frog in biology class. Why? Because Harry dared to walk away from the gilded cage, exposing the family's toxic dynamics in his bombshell memoir and Netflix tell-all. Meghan, the American actress who married into this mess, became the ultimate scapegoat. Too outspoken, too woke, too everything that threatens their stuffy status quo. The palace whispers, the leaked stories, the endless hit pieces. It's all been a calculated smear fest to paint them as the villains. But here's the kicker. In ramping up that hyper-scrutiny, the royals have invited the same microscope onto themselves. And boy, does it reveal some ugly truths. What started as a deflection tactic has boomeranged right back, slamming into Prince Andrew's Epstein-stained reputation and dragging King Charles and Prince William into the muck. Meanwhile, deep in the trenches of Windsor Castle, the real scandals fester like open wounds. Prince Andrew, the Queen's once favourite son, is neck-deep in allegations tied to Jeffrey Epstein, the convicted sex offender who hobnobbed with the elite before his suspicious jailhouse death. Andrew's been accused of sexual misconduct by Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's victims, who detailed in her explosive new memoir how she was allegedly trafficked to the prince. He denies it all, of course, but the evidence piles up like unpaid bills. Leaked emails, where Andrew chats chummily with Epstein even after the financier's convictions were public knowledge. In one 2011 message, Andrew reportedly reassured his pedophile pal amid brewing storms. And what does the family do? Circle the wagons, protect the pervert, and let him squat in a 30-room mansion on public dime. Why the double standard? It's glaring, isn't it? Harry gets branded a traitor for spilling family secrets, while Andrew's Epstein links get swept under the Persian rug. Meghan Sussex faces racist dog whistles and endless vilification for daring to be a biracial woman in the monarchy's whitewashed world. Remember the straight-outta Compton jabs, or the accusations of turning Harry into a social justice warrior? Yet Andrew, with his Pizza Express alibis and sweat-free excuses from that infamous BBC interview, still clings to his titles and perks. The royals preach duty and honour, but they're just a bunch of entitled hypocrites, shielding their own while throwing outsiders to the wolves. King Charles, who ascended the throne amid whispers of his own meddling in politics and messy divorces, and Prince William, the heir apparent with his own rumoured skeletons, knew about Andrew's dodgy dealings. Or at least, that's what the protesters are howling for answers on. What did they know, and when? The silence from Buckingham Palace is deafening, a classic cover-up that reeks of privilege and arrogance. This backfire isn't just poetic justice, it's a seismic shift in public sentiment. A fresh YouGov poll commissioned by The Independent lays it bare. A whopping 80% of Britons want Andrew formally stripped of his Duke of York title. That's not a whisper, it's a roar. 63% are strongly in favour, with another 17% somewhat agreeing. The numbers don't lie. People are sick of footing the bill for this idle disgrace, as some ministers have called him. Pressures mounting from all sides. MPs like Robert Jenrick are urging Andrew to pack his bags and take himself off to live in private. Even York locals, whose city bears his tainted dukedom, are petitioning for change. And why shouldn't they? Royal Lodge isn't some cosy cottage. It's a lavish estate Andrew leased for a song, £1 million for 75 years, complete with security details paid by the public purse. While families struggle with cost-of-living crises, this guy's lounging in luxury despite stepping back from duties in 2019 amid the Epstein fallout. It's obscene, a slap in the face to every taxpayer who's ever wondered why their hard-earned cash props up such rot. But let's zoom out. This isn't just about Andrew. It's the whole rotten institution crumbling under its own weight. By obsessing over Harry and Meghan Sussex's every misstep, the royals have trained the public to demand transparency. Harry's revelations about palace intrigues, media manipulations, and familial betrayals opened the floodgates. Suddenly, questions aren't just about the Sussexes' Montecito life. They're about what the core family is hiding. Why protect Andrew while exiling Harry for far lesser crimes? The answer's simple. Hypocrisy runs in their blue blood. They attack outsiders to distract from insiders' sins. Meghan Sussex, with her advocacy for women's rights and mental health, represents everything they fear: change, accountability, modernity. Andrew, on the other hand, embodies the old guard, untouchable, unrepentant, unbreakable by mere mortals. But the tide's turning. Campaigners like Republic aren't backing down. They're amplifying calls for a Metropolitan Police investigation into Andrew's Epstein ties and an Act of Parliament to strip titles permanently. Imagine the delicious irony if this all leads to the monarchy's undoing. Harry and Meghan Sussex, thriving across the pond with their foundation and media deals, must be watching with popcorn in hand. Their betrayal was really a liberation, exposing the family's flaws for all to see. The royals thought they could control the narrative by demonising the couple, but instead they've unleashed a beast they can't tame. Protests at Royal Lodge are just the start. Next could be marches on Buckingham Palace, demands for audits on royal finances, probes into every shady deal. It couldn't come soon enough. The Windsors have ruled with impunity for too long, preaching morality while practicing deceit. Strip Andrew of his titles? Hell yes. But don't stop there. Investigate the lot of them. What else are they hiding in those drafty halls? The banner says it all. Investigate the royals. Make it happen, Britain. Tear down the facade and let the truth flood in like a tidal wave. In the end, this royal fuck-up is a masterclass in karma. By hyper-focusing on Harry and Meghan Sussex, the family invited scrutiny they couldn't withstand. Andrew's scandals, once buried under layers of privilege, are now front-page fodder. The public poll speaks volumes. We're done with the hypocrisy. The royals aren't above the law, they're just better at dodging it, until now. As the protesters pack up their banners, the message lingers. The microscope is on you, Windsors, and it's revealing monsters in crowns.